morning, guys. It's Friday morning, and I'm finishing off the last part of Psalms 30, and I'm reading from verse number 6. It says, "When I was prosperous, I said, 'Nothing can stop me now. Your favor, O Lord, made me as secure as a mountain. But then you turned away from me, and I was shattered. I cried out to you, O Lord. I begged the Lord for mercy, saying, 'What will you gain if I die, if I sink into the grave? Can my dust praise you? Can it tell you of your faithfulness? Hear me, Lord, and have mercy on me. Help me, O Lord.'" So he started crying out to God. "You have turned," and then he got his answer. He said, "You have turned my mourning into joyful dancing. You have taken away my clothes of mourning and clothed me with joy, that I might sing praise to you and not be silent. O Lord my God, I will give you thanks forever." And so the psalmist was describing the fact that once God was in the right place, he said, once God was in the right place, he said God's favor. He recognized that when he was in a really good place, it was because of God's favor. And he says, "God's favor made me as secure as a mountain." Okay? Just be reminded that the favor of God is secure. It's something sure. There's a statement that I remember from one of my pastor's messages recently where he said, "We don't have to guess about the favor of God. We know. We know that the favor of God is on our lives as his children." And that favor, he said, made him as secure as a mountain. And he recognized that when God's favor was not with him, it caused everything to be shattered. And so when that happened, he cried out to God, didn't start to say, "Oh gosh, and I done, I finished life." No, cried out to God and said, "Hey, come on, Lord, I need your favor to return to my life again." He cried out to God and he got the answer. And he says, "You turned my mourning into joyful dancing." And so, whatever point you are at right now, if perhaps you're in a place where it seems as if the favor of God has left, where it seems as if things are in a shattered state, I want to remind us today that we can still cry out to God and see our mourning turn into joyful dancing. See whatever dire situation turn around and change. And then he says, "God, I will praise you forever. I will give you thanks and I will not be silent." If you know God has been good to you, just praise him. He says, "I will not be silent." Don't be silent. Let people know God's favors on my life. The goodness that you're seeing, it is because of God. And if you're not in that place yet, remember you can cry out to him and see a complete turnaround of your situation. I don't know who needed this diversion these last 2 days, but I'm glad that God led me here, and I really hope it refreshes your soul and remind you of the kind of God that we have and his awesome love. Regardless of the situation, we can cry out to him. His favor will make us secure. We are sure of his favor in our lives as children. And so whenever the enemy comes to test us with trials and turbulence and things to knock us off our feet, you just cry out to God and he can turn that mournful situation into something that will give you joy. All right? Mourning into joyful dancing. Just remember that as we go into the weekend, and remember how much he loves you and that his favor remains with you. I love you too. Have a beautiful Friday and a wonderful weekend. Be blessed, guys.